Hello students, today we have to study kingdom fungi. Kingdom fungi. Kingdom fungi. This is a unique kingdom of heterotrophic organisms. It is kingdom fungi. This is plural form, and its singular form is fungus. You are familiar to fungus? You familiar to mushroom? Mushroom. Mushroom, it is the example, and you know various type of the injections as made by the fungi, penicillin injection you know very well, and many beverages, alcoholic beverages like brandy, rum, etc., etc. These are also produced by fungi. Yeast is a unicellular fungi. So you know very well about the fungi. So today we have to discuss in detail about kingdom fungi. So what properties are there? First, where they are found? They are cosmopolitan in distribution. They are cosmopolitan in distribution. Cosmopolitan means they are found in everywhere, maybe air, in water, in soil, on the body of plants and animals. These are found in everywhere, means cosmopolitan in distribution. In the air they are found, in the water they are present, in soil they are also present, on the body of individuals they are also present, and the means plants and animals, these are present. And there they are most of the members of most of the members are multicellular. They are multicellular. They are multicellular except yeast. Yeast is unicellular, while rest are multicellular. Their plant body is thallus. Thallus. If we use the term thallus, whilst plant body is not differentiated into root, stems and leaves, such plant body is known as the thallus. So its plant body is thallus and made up of hypha. Its plant body is made up of hypha. Hypha is the long cylindrical structure that is called as the hypha, and the network of hypha. The network of hypha network of hypha. Network of hypha is known as mycelium. Network of network of hypha is known as mycelium. And this mycelium may be septate or aseptate. Means this is the hypha. This is hypha. This is hypha is there. This hypha is aseptate, and so hypha may be aseptate. Aseptate means they have no transverse wall. Suppose this is the fungus. Its mycelium, and this mycelium having a large number of the nuclei and other substances. Nuclei are there, endoplasmic reticulum is there, all these structures are found here. But here this is aseptate, and aseptate contains a large number of the nucleus. This is nuclei, and such hypha having a large number of the nuclei and they do not have any septa. This situation is called as the cenocytic condition. This is called as the cenocytic condition, when mycelium contains a large number of nuclei without any transverse walls. This type of the hypha or mycelium is known as cenocytic condition or cenocyte. And sometimes they may be septate. This is first one, hypha may be aseptate or septate. Septate means they having such structures and they having this situation is called as septate. This is having the transverse walls, and such hypha is known as the septate. Here what difference is there? There is no transverse wall, but here transverse wall is there. So this is, it is septate, and this is aseptate, and this is septate. In septate, mycelium contains the transverse wall, or hypha contains the transverse wall. So such type of the hypha is known as the septate. Both type of the found, some members having aseptate hypha, while some members having the septate hypha. And if now we have to see its structure. of Haifa. This simple, just like this structure is there. As in case of the Rhizopus, this is plasma membrane, this is plasma membrane, and this is cell wall. So first this is cell wall, and after cell wall this is plasma membrane. As the diagram it is the hypha Rhizopus. So they contains a large number of nuclei. Contains a large number of nuclei. These structures are called as the nuclei. And vacuoles. They may also be vacuoles, and they have mitochondria. They may have the mitochondria and ribosomes. Mitochondria, ribosomes. Ribosomes is there. Mitochondria and endoplasmic reticulum. Endoplasmic reticulum is also present here. We may draw some diagram of endoplasmic reticulums here. So these structures are found here. Cell wall having a peculiar feature. Cell wall having a peculiar feature, as cell wall is made up of fungus cellulose. This is cell wall. Cell wall is made up of fungus cellulose. It is form of fungus cellulose. Yes. Fungus cellulose. Here this is a special type of cellulose that is consists of both cellulose plus chitin. This fungus cellulose means that is consists of cellulose plus chitin. This is called as the fungus cellulose. So cell wall is made up of fungus cellulose. This makes it different from other type of the plants. It is different from other type of the plants because its cell wall contains fungus cellulose, means that it contains both cellulose plus chitin. Now they have reserve food material. Reserve food material is found in the form of glycogen and iron globules. So reserve food material, as we have the reserve food materials when we are not taking food for a long time, then our reserve food material is used. In this case also reserve food material is found in the form of the glycogen and iron globules. So which climate fungi prefer? Fungi prefer to grow in humid, warm climate. You know that we are generally suffered from the fungal diseases during the which season? During rainy season. Because during rainy season, temperature is more and humidity is also more. We are not much more suffering during the summer season and during winter season. In the summer season, temperature is high but very less humidity. During rainy season, humidity is high and temperature also high. So this favors to grow well during the moist and warm condition. Means having humid plus warm atmosphere when temperature is high and humidity is also more. This situation favors the growth of fungi. Now we have to take nutrition in fungi. Every organisms need the nutrition, as we have started in the starting, that it is an unique kingdom of heterotrophic organism. So it is heterotrophic, so we have to discuss about the nutrition in fungi. How fungi take nutrition. Nutrition in fungi. How fungi take nutrition? So it is heterotrophic. It is heterotrophic in nature. Since fungi do not have chlorophyll, so it take nourishment from other sources. So it is heterotrophic in nature. So how it take nourishment? Most of the fungi are saprophyte. Most of the fungi are saprophyte. So first one is saprophytic nutrition. Saprophytic nutrition. This way of nutrition, I told most of the fungi are the saprophytes. So they take nourishment from dead and decaying organisms. Dead and decaying organisms. As any plant die, any animal die, then it take nourishment from these dead organisms. How they take nourishment? There is extracellular digestion, not intracellular, not food enters inside the cell, but it exudes enzymes, and that enzymes digest the body of the organism and they absorb the digested food. So digestion is extracellular digestion, and they suck the nourishment by process absorption. Two processes are there, digestion and absorption is there. So digestion is the extracellular, in which the fungi excrete the enzymes on the food material. That is why it it digested and then it absorbs. So it is digestion is extracellular. So next, saprophytic. After saprophytic, and such fungi are called as saprophytes. Fungi take nourishment from dead and decaying organisms. Such fungi is called as the saprophyte, and such type of nutrition is called as the saprophytic nutrition. Now next one is parasite. Parasitic nutrition. Second way is parasitic nutrition, in which fungi take nourishment from living organisms. They take nourishment from the living organisms. So as you know that in parasitic relation, one partner is benefited while other partners get harmed. So here fungi is the benefited while the organism is in the loss. So in the parasite, as you will study, and if they may be parasite on both plants and animals, so they can take nourishment. So this is a parasitic nutrition, and sometimes they live together, and this association is beneficial for both. This is symbiotic. Symbiotic association, or the mode of nutrition is symbiotic. What do you mean symbiotic? When both partners are benefited, such association is called as the symbiotic association. In this symbiotic, this is difference in parasitic association, parasitic nutrition and symbiotic nutrition. In the parasitic, one partner is benefited while other partners get harmed. But in case of the symbiotic, both partners are the benefited. So one example, best example is lichen. Best example of symbiotic association is lichen. Lichen's body is made up of two components. One is fungus plus algal. Two components are there. One is fungi and other is algae. So two components are there, fungal components and algal components. How both are benefited? Fungi, these fungi do not have chlorophyll, so it is unable to make food. So fungi absorbs water and minerals and transfer to algae, and on the other hand algae makes the food by the process of the photosynthesis. Since algae have chlorophyll, so algae makes the food by the process of the photosynthesis and it transfers the food to the fungal component. So in this way both partners are benefited. So lichen is the best example of the symbiotic association, and in which fungi provide water and water minerals to fungi, and it also accommodates the algae. And while on the other hand fungi make the food and it transfer the food to the fungal component. One more term is there in symbiotic association, mycorrhiza. This is a unique term, mycorrhiza. mycorrhizal. It is also a symbiotic association. But in this association, fungi makes its association with the root of higher plants. In this situation, in mycorrhizal association and in case of the mycorrhiza, fungi makes its association with roots of higher plants. So here, suppose this is root. This is root, and in the roots, this is fungi. Mainly that is the filamentous fungi involved in this process. This is fungi, and this is root. This is fungi and this is root. So in this association, fungi absorbs waters, minerals and some other substances from the soil and it transfer to plants. On the other hand, plant provides nourishment to its fungal components. So in this way, both partners are benefited. So this, and you know about the mycorrhiza when you will study other classes. Mycorrhiza is also two types: ectomycorrhiza and endomycorrhiza. It is mycorrhiza is of two types. One is ectomycorrhiza and other is endomycorrhiza. In ectomycorrhiza, fungi or the fungus do not penetrate the cell, it not enters inside this cell. This is ectomycorrhiza. And in case of the endomycorrhiza, fungi enters inside the cell. So this is endomycorrhiza. So in this way, this is nutrition in fungi. Now one important feature is there, reproduction in fungi. Reproduction in fungi, how fungi reproduce, so we have to discuss here. Reproduction in fungi. Reproduction in fungi. How fungi reproduce? So its reproduction is of the three types: vegetative, asexual and sexual reproduction. So three types of the reproductions are there. One is vegetative reproduction in fungi. Three types reproductions are there. In fungi, there are three types of reproduction. One is vegetative, second one is asexual, and other is sexual reproduction. So three type of reproduction is there. One term is used in this case, holocarpic and eucarpic. Holocarpic fungi and eucarpic fungi. These are very important terms and which are generally used in these cases. So in case of the holocarpic and eucarpic, in case of the holocarpic, a term is used as holocarpic. Holocarpic, when entire body is converted into the reproductive structure. This situation is called the holocarpic. This is called the holocarpic when the entire body of the fungi is converted into the reproductive structure. Such situation is called the holocarpic. Such condition is called the holocarpic. And that situation is eucarpic. Eucarpic condition. Next condition is eucarpic condition. In eucarpic condition, only a part of the body, only a part of the thallus is converted into a reproductive structure. This situation is called as the eucarpic condition. So two conditions are there, two terms are there. One is holocarpic condition and eucarpic condition. In the holocarpic condition, the whole thallus is converted into the reproductive structure, or whole thallus involved in the reproductive structure. While in case of eucarpic condition, only a part of the thallus is converted into the reproductive structure. So this is holocarpic and eucarpic structures. So next one is we have to discuss in detail one by one. So that's for today. Thank you.